Oh, let's go. You're late for work. I'm coming, man. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Here I go. And here I am. Yo, I had to do that because that's my original um scene from that's my original scene. I gotta learn to how to implement. I'm being lazy with my editing. But the more people I get, the better the show will look. Right now, my fan base is not as big as I wanted to, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just here for the people that support me. And I appreciate y'all every day y'all come through, especially Don D. Don D is one of my number one fans, and we each other number one fans. I go to his show, he supports me at my show. We support each other. Don D is like a brother from another mother. All right, let me see. All right, come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. All right, we good. All right, I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds. Let somebody get. Let me see. I'm about to wait for people to come in here. Since my computer is not really acting up today, I'm gonna eventually get one. But let me see. Yeah, let me see. Can I get some people from off of X? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look like I'm messing up. It's like I shouldn't have never did anything. I should have just let good enough be good enough. I should have just let good enough be good enough. But I got to get people in here. I like having conversations with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that come in here and we have conversations, you know, it's great when beats pop up, and it's great when Aaron pops in. AJ Pack sees missing in action. I'm just saying, I'm messing with you. AJ pops in, but he be on the sideline. Y'all determined for this to just be my show. No, this is not Poe's show. This is our show. Leafy pops in every once in a blue moon. Let me see some. Hold up. I'm on Twitter and I'm seeing something. Let me see. Combat Esports Media. Undisputed is aiming for some huge upgrades. It sounds good. See, the thing about, I don't know who runs this page. Whoever runs this page, pop in. Whoever runs this page, tell them to pop in or they could pop in. Because they wrote Undisputed 2 is aiming for some huge upgrades. Creators who recently saw the game firsthand revealed features including rollback netcode, game being rebuilt on Unreal Engine 5. I think by the time this game come out, they're gonna have to, because Unreal Engine 6 should be out. Metahuman technology for fighter renders, more realistic boxing mechanics, a deeper, let me see, a deeper what? It says show more. All right. A deeper career mode experience. If all of this makes it into the final game, Undisputed 2 could be a massive leap forward from the original. And he got a picture. It's a picture of Mike Tyson with all the belts. And that's what we need. On the cover would have made sense. A box with all the belts and let it say Undisputed. They should have signed WBA. He wanted to be a part of the team. I mean, part of the game. He wanted to be a part of the game. Let me see. What we talking about? All right, they got a trailer for Boots and Xander Zayas. I got Boots. And I know a lot of people be like, man, you just picking Boots because he black. You just pick, man. I'm a Xander Zayas fan. I just like Boots. Anything kind of connected to Philly, I'm going to go with it. This is gonna sound like I'm hating because I'm looking at a video that popped up on my timeline. Adrian Broner, he disappointed me. And him and Dana Gray, I don't care if they see this video or not. They even try to talk because I beat the brakes off of Dana Gray. I will beat the brakes off of him. And Adrian Broner. I will beat the brakes off of both of them together. Because like he said, weights make a difference. And I do know how to box no matter how old I am. You think I'm going to let an alcoholic beat me? You think I'm going to let an alcoholic beat me? Man, I beat the brakes off of Adrian Broner and Dana Gray together. And they make me mad because they're on videos. They're teaching people. That's the youth looking at them. That's what kids looking at. They like going in the gym, training some and doing. So they're telling them it's okay to be an alcoholic. It's okay to be an addict to something. We weren't taught that. Yeah, there's athletes that were on drugs. That's because they put themselves in a Hollywood position. They start hanging out with these Hollywood people. Or some of them, they were low-key drug addicts. I know there were drug addicts that used to come to the gym that were they were skilled. They were very skilled. But my thing is, stop showing stuff like this. You're drinking. If you're drinking, don't come on video drinking. If you're drunk, get drunk. Kids, they probably think y'all joking around or something like that. But you're drunk, you're drinking on TV. On video. You acting like it's something to do as an athlete. And it gets me mad when athletes do that. When I went to England, I tell this story all the time. When I went to England, because the way we were brought up in the gym, drinking and drugs was a no-no. Drinking and drugs was a no-no as an athlete. So when we saw people like that, we're like, yo, what the heck? We heard about Sugar Ray Leonard and we heard about different guys, but we didn't see it. It's a difference from seeing something and hearing something. Let me get off my soapbox, but and people are going, there ain't nobody perfect. Yeah, that's a good excuse to say, ain't nobody perfect. But if you see mistakes, you avoid mistakes. When other people make mistakes in life, you don't supposed to follow them same mistakes. In your mind, you're saying, well, he's doing it wrong. Maybe I could do it better. Nah. No, that's a lot of people in jail are 6 feet under. Or they're drug addicts. people like looking at Adrian Broner because they want to see how far he's going to go. Is he going to even make it? That's why they're watching. I look sometime to see is he going to change. I look sometime to see if he's going to change. Is he going to sober up? He's an alcoholic. And he refused to go to get any type of help. You know it's something when Spence told, say, Adrian Broner is my brother, and I will not talk bad about him, but he needs some help. There's a couple of boxers that said that, and salute to them. Salute to them. Let me see. Shout out to I'm Precisely. Shout out to Boxing_Lounge. I appreciate you. Oh yeah. I got distracted. Let me post. And did I post in LinkedIn? I don't think I post in LinkedIn. Let me post in LinkedIn. Because they be liking my shows. And they post in LinkedIn. We might get a dev. One of the devs might step up and they might say, all right, Poe, we like the show or something. They might say something. They ain't got to say they're making the game. Just let people know that the devs do watch the show. Because by you doing that, they actually start giving feedback. They start saying things. Developers, y'all want me to say it to them, and it's crazy because this is this era of gamers and community. This era, because like when in my EA days, man, we used to have so many ideas, so many people talking, so many people engaging. But we don't have that now. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. Because once I pop on one of these sites, my first thing to do is to check my email, and I apologize, my messages, because I want to see what did somebody message me, and I want to see should I get back to it immediately, because it could be something important. It could be something important, very important, very, very important. All right, let me see. I could leave that there. And let me see. Facebook. Let me see. I don't think did I hit Facebook? All right, let me hit Facebook. I had to shape up my beard. I'm trying to let it grow out some. I'm glad I don't got that real bad alopecia. I got alopecia, but I don't got it real bad. That my eyebrows and stuff don't grow. My beard thinned out and my locks start dropping out. That also comes from me over fast sometimes. Sometimes I fast. I be extreme about fasting. Let me see. All right. We live. Dad, I should have put we live. But all right, give me a second, y'all. All right. Let me see. Beats live at the same time. Oh, he's playing manual blocking. I think that's his counter to what I was saying. I think he countering what I'm saying, because what he said is the way that he wanted is more for the competitive side. It's more toward the competitive, and my thing is boxing is competitive by itself. Shout out to Beast. And I dare you come on at the same time I'm coming on. You know what time I come on, Beast. Say, hey, I'm going on the same time Pogue is, and I'm going to explain something to these knuckleheads. All right, let me read my script. All right. Oh, man, who that? Better be Aaron. Oh, all right. I thought it was Beast cutting me off. Cause y'all was just saying Beast. He's on Beast. Is live. What's up, Aaron? You got some technical difficulties?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
What's good?
Not much. You caught me just when I was about to read my script.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. And they said Beast is went live at the same time I'm going live, and he trying to explain manual blocking.
Oh, he's probably playing the game offline and doing it.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Beast. Same time, huh? All right. Stop saying boxing games are too hard to make. All right. Welcome back to Poe and the Community Speaks. And guess what? Aaron here early today. Salute to Aaron.
It is the first time for everything.
You ain't lose nothing today, did you?
Nah, not today. I've been trying to everything intact.
But I look at it this way: as men, we got to think about everything. And even when you got a wife, you know your wife or your girl gonna try to make sure you stay on point, and you trying to stay on point, but you don't still forgot something because you trying to remember 10 things at once.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue.
Yeah.
Because like I got like 40 million kids, you know? It's tough out here. Like it don't get more difficult than 4 kids testing your life every single day and feeling like all your life you had to fight. Like I got my one dinghead kid banging at the window because he knows I'm on a podcast right now. Like my kids are they're the fruits and joy of my life, but they're also labor. So
when people get mad at me because they said, because I was like, I wanted more than one boy. They're like, man, you wanted more than that? Yeah, man. Because you know, if you got 3 kids and you box, at least a couple of them gonna box. Man, my son said he waited till he got 20 years old and want to box. Man, I said, man, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Disappointed, man.
Well, none of my kids are going to be athletic. I don't think any of my kids are going to be the athlete that I was in high school. Because I played basketball, I played football. Like I was super, super athletic. I played wide receiver. I played cornerback. I played point guard and shooting guard and basketball whenever I was in high school. I went to military school and played for the basketball team. Like, I was really, really athletic, but I don't think my kids are going to be nowhere near as athletic as I was. Like, their interest when it comes to sports and stuff like that, it's like they have a curiosity of it and like they have interest of like doing it, but then it's like playing it isn't as good as watching it. So
Yeah,
they're always just like, I think I'll just watch.
yeah. I don't know. You'd be like, daggone. But you know what it is? We spoil our kids. I think I overly spoiled my son. Now I spoiled that dude with the death. Used to bomb all the boxing gear and everything. I was setting up, boy. I was like, yeah, take him to a couple of boxing matches. He walking around shaking people's hands. He excited and joint. He said, yeah. He said, how old he was about? I think it's about 5 or 7 years old. He said, yeah, I'm gonna be the champ. Look at all these people that know me. I said, they don't know you, they know me. What the heck? All right. Let me read the script, then we get into our conversations and stuff. All right. Stop saying boxing games are too hard to make. And today we need to talk about one excuse that boxing fans are tired of hearing. Boxing games are hard to make. Now let's be fair. Every sports game is difficult to make. Basketball is difficult. Football is difficult. Baseball is difficult. They all have variables. They all have player tendencies. They all have animations, physics, AI presentation, modes, and online systems. But here's where the argument stops making sense. A boxing game is centered around two boxers, one referee, and one ring. So my thing is a company can't make up any excuse, especially when you got a large team. Steel City can't make no excuses and nobody can give them to them. But guess what? People going to give it to them. That does not mean the game should be shallow. That does not mean the game should be easy. But it does mean companies should stop acting like boxing is some impossible mountain that cannot be climbed. Because fans are watching other sports games simulate much more crowded environments. Basketball games have 10 players on the court at once. Football games have 22 players on the field at once. Baseball players have full teams, stadiums, managers, pitching staff, field logic, and long season systems. So when boxing fans see a boxing game struggle to deliver deep gameplay, deep career mode, real presentation, authentic, realistic. I gotta stop saying authentic. Realistic sim boxer behavior, in-ring referees, proper clinching, realistic footwork, and true boxer individuality, they have every right to ask, what is the excuse? Because logically, it does not add up. Boxing should be deep, but it should not be treated like it is impossible. Nobody is saying boxing is simple. Boxing has layers. You need footwork. Speaking of layers, did you see Crook's latest video? Yeah, he was talking about they should do a basically a tutorial. It's like a practice modes for the undisputed, so fans could learn the mechanics and all that. I don't think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's going to change the way fans play because everything is about winning at all costs.
I mean, yeah, that's just kind of what gaming is all about when it comes to online aspects. You're always going to have those people who are going to do literally anything and everything to win. I mean, I'm seeing idiots throwing jab straight, and triple jabs on undisputed, like as if like it's a normalcy in boxing. And you're always going to have those people who, even if they know boxing and stuff like that, even if they were a part of it, like it's just that competitive edge where they feel like they always have to figure out a way to um, figure out the broken exploits and mechanics of the game and use it basically to their advantage. Anything that gives them an advantage, they're fine with. So it don't matter sometimes about replicating the sport. Sometimes it's just about the win for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm all right with that. Long as we just have mechanics to beat anything. Just like in robots, because you got somebody that I'm gonna use this scenario. Let's say a promoter can't find a replacement, a late replacement for a guy. So he gets somebody off the street. He get the and they do this all the time. A lot of people don't know this. They get somebody off the street and they pay them a large amount of money. Say, hey, I'm gonna give you $5,000 just for this fight. Say, you come in here, win or lose. You come in here and fight this guy. And a regular guy on the street, we don't know what his predicament or whatever. The thing I hate about that is he didn't take no tests. You don't take no blood tests, no nothing. You want to know if you beat on that joker, if he bleed on you, y'all both gonna die later on. That's how I look at things. But their thing is they get people, some of these promoters, they get people like sometimes late replacements, and they learn on the spot, and they might not be able to fight. They probably just be doing street fighting. Like when we say boxers fight too, they gonna be the ones that's like really like literally fighting. That's why you see guys. I seen a couple of fights the last 2 weeks. I was like, where the heck they get this guy from? Who taught him how to box? It was one guy. No, it was an MMA fight I saw. I think who posted that video? It was an MMA guy. It was a black guy. He was touching the fence, and the other guy was coming toward him, and he was looking like he was taunting him a little bit, and the guy dropped him and started pounding on him. So this guy, they must have just even Dana White must have got that joker from off the street, because I'm like, why is this joker just? I thought he was like, taunting him. But this guy, like, he was thinking, like, should I be doing this? Am I making the right choice in life? And he just got his butt aired out. All right.
That reminds me of that Roy Jones versus the police cop, because he was so dominant during that era that like they just basically were like, hey, here's a cop. We're gonna try to see if this cop can do anything against you. A cop versus a real pro-time boxer and Roy Jones. That reminds me of that. Like, and it wasn't even a fight. Like Roy Jones at a point in his era, like he was so dominant that it was like people would just give them basically anybody. Like, might as well put an elephant in the ring and stuff like that and call it boxing. Like, that's how dominant Roy Jones was during his era. Like, he was so dominant against his competition that they couldn't even find competition for him to fight. So they just basically like got randoms.
Yeah, that's just how they used to do back in the day. I remember I was just thinking of a fight that I fought what's his name? John Ruiz. Not Andy Ruiz, John Ruiz, the one that he's known for clinching all the time. The heavyweight from the early 2000s.
I'm not familiar with him.
Oh, that I thought everybody, they used to call him the clinch. They used to call him Clincho. That joker be clenching you to death.
If I saw him, I'd probably recognize him.
Roy Jones beat him up. Roy Jones stopped them to win the belt. I think that's who he got the belt from. John Ruiz.
Then I've probably seen him before.
Yeah.
I just don't recognize his name.
I remember I did an exhibition against his brother in the amateurs. His brother was a super heavyweight. Man, his brother was good. I'm not shocked his brother didn't go. To me, his brother was better than he was. I heard, yo, I forgot his brother's name, though.
Did you beat him or lose?
It was an exhibition.
Oh, exhibition.
Yeah. Because usually they ask you, do you want to, because they want to show, they want to have a certain amount of fights on the card, the amateur show. So they're like, would you do an exhibition? And I was like, yeah. Because first they was going to let me fight this guy. He's from around my way, from around here. They call him Tyson because he knocked people out a lot. He was a super heavyweight. And he was like, I was down for it. To me, it's sparring. It's like sparring. But that joke was like, no. I'm not doing an exhibition with him. He said, that's my guy. I ain't doing an exhibition with him because we both do not know how to hold back. Me, a sparring match like in front of people like that, that's a fight. That's like a fight to me. We going all out. We probably be buddy after the fact, but that's a fight to me. One of us might be stretched out after the in there. And we was on TV. It was local TV. I said, nah, son. Yeah. But let me get back to this thing. All right. Boxing should be deep, but it should not be treated like it is impossible. Nobody is saying boxing is simple. Boxing has layers. You need footwork, punch timing, defense, counters, angles, ring control, stamina, damage, recovery, clinching, referee behavior, boxing tendencies. It's so I don't gotta keep reading that because I read it almost every day to sound the same. This is a lot. But compare that to football. Football has offensive lines, defensive lines, quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, linebackers, defensive backs, special teams, audibles, formations, penalties, weather, stadium, crowd systems, franchise mode, injuries, contracts, scouting, drafts, and playbooks. This is not two people. This is a full battlefield. It's basically a full battlefield, all that stuff. But boxing is like, they like, oh, it's so hard. We couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. Stop. So when people say boxing games are hard, the proper response is hard compared to what? That's what I always say. Hard compared to what? Because every sports game is hard. But boxing has fewer active athletes, a smaller playing area, fewer team-based systems, fewer simultaneous AI decisions, and a more controlled environment. That should allow developers to go deeper, not shallower. And that's what I've been saying. A lot of people think I be saying, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Nah. It's only two people. The game should be much deeper than what it is. Ash knew that, but somebody held them back. All right, the smaller scope should be an advantage. The smaller scope should be an advantage. This is the part people miss. Having two boxers should be an advantage. It should allow developers to focus more attention on punch animations, better footwork, better stamina systems, better boxer individuality, better damage reactions, better AI tendencies, better referee interaction, better camera work, better broadcast presentation, better crowd reactions, better career systems, The smaller scope should mean more detail, not less. If a basketball game can give players signature jump shots, dribble packages, badges, tendencies, hot zones, play types, team schemes, coaching sliders, franchise systems, then boxing fans are not asking for too much when they ask for a boxer to have signature punches, signature footwork, defensive habits, ring IQ, style tendencies, weaknesses, traits, mannerisms, fight rhythm, realistic stamina behavior. That is not over ambitious. That is not over ambitious, because a lot of people say Ash was just over ambitious. No, he wasn't. This is basic sports authenticity or realism. Stop acting like boxing fans are asking for magic. Boxing fans are not asking developers to invent time travel. They are asking for systems that already exist in other sports games and fighting games. Sliders exist. Tendencies exist. Signature animations exist. AI behavior trees exist. Physics systems exist. Career modes exist. Creation suites exist. Broadcast packages exist. Online leagues exist. Franchise ecosystems exist. So why does boxing always get treated like it has to start from scratch? That is the problem. Boxing fans are not asking for something impossible. They are asking for boxing to receive the same respect, budget, creativity, and development commitment the other sports receive. When a basketball player has individual dribble styles, shooting form, dunk packages, badges, ratings, tendencies, and animation, nobody says basketball fans are asking for too much. When football fans expect authentic playbooks, player ratings, team schemes, franchise mode, stadium atmosphere, and realistic presentation, nobody calls them unrealistic. But when boxing fans ask for boxers to feel like themselves, suddenly it becomes too much. No, that double standard needs to stop. Two boxers mean every boxer should feel different. And this is what Ash was saying in the beginning. He said, no two boxers will seem the same. That changed drastically. If there are only two boxers in the ring, that actually makes individuality even more important. Every boxer should not feel like a skin over the same character model. A pressure boxer should not feel like an outside boxer. A counter puncher should not feel like a brawler. A slick defensive boxer should not feel like a flat-footed puncher. A young boxer should not feel like an aging veteran. A champion should not feel like a journeyman. A talentless boxer should not magically fight like an elite technician. This is where sliders, tendency traits, and capabilities matter. A proper boxing game needs to separate what a boxer wants to do, what a boxer is capable of doing, what a boxer is good at, what a boxer is bad at, what a boxer does under pressure, what a boxer does when hurt, what a boxer does when tired, what a boxer does when losing, what a boxer does when winning. That is how you create realism and simulation. And with only two boxers in the ring, there is no excuse for every boxer to feel generic. The real issue is not difficulty, it is priority. This is the real conversation. The problem is not that boxing is too hard. The problem is that boxing games have not been prioritized enough. The genre has been underfunded. underdeveloped, understudied, underpolished, undersupported, and underrespected. That is why hardcore boxing fans get frustrated, because fans are not just looking at what boxing games are, they are looking at what boxing games should have become by now. After all these years, boxing games should have already have deep career modes, a promoter mode, real rankings, multiple belts, weight class politics, gyms, trainers, cutmen, referees, judges, venues, broadcast packages, boxer creation, online gyms, offline universe mode, detailed tendencies, signature styles, authentic AI, realistic damage, dynamic commentary, historical presentation. That should not sound like a dream list anymore. That should not sound like a dream list anymore. That should sound like the standard. All right, hopefully this is the last one. Boxing fans are not being unreasonable. The community is not wrong for demanding more. Fans pay for these games. Fans support these companies. Fans promote the product. Fans defend the genre. Fans keep boxing gaming alive even when the industry ignores it. So when fans say they want death, they are not being negative. They are holding the genre accountable. A boxing game should not just be walk forward, throw punches, block, dodge, repeat. That is not boxing. Boxing is strategy. Boxing is rhythm. Boxing is danger. Boxing is discipline. Boxing is adjustment. Boxing is weakness. Boxing is intelligence. Boxing is identity. And if a developer wants to make a boxing game, they need to respect that. All right, I'm finished. So what you think about what I read?
Yeah, I think that if you're gonna ever make any kind of sport, in a game genre, like you have to do your best to emulate everything that captures that sport, everything that resonates with it, everything that gives people love for it and makes them entertained and watch it. You want to be able to make sure that you're checking on all cylinders when it comes to making a game, because if you're going to make it for a certain community or certain audience, like you're gonna try to do, or you should try to do your best when it comes to emulating that sport and capturing it. Like you're trying to give something that resonates within that community and makes them garner attention towards that game. That's what shows the quality of the game if it continues to keep that audience's attention, because you can tell how good a game is really when it comes to emulating a sport, like with how the audience receives it and if they stay with it. If it's a game that they'll continue to go back to years down the line sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that's what you have with like Fight Night Championship. Like obviously it's not the most sim boxing game. Obviously it's not a title that's really for lovers of the sport. But at the same time, because of the quality of the game and it having so many aspects that resonate within people that makes them go back to the game, you realize like that's the type of quality you need when it comes to making a product and trying to deliver for a community.
True. Dad, I just remember I gave my son some extra money, and that joker said him and his mother went shopping. But I'm like, did you give her the money that I gave you to give to her, or did you let her spend her money? So, cause I gave him $100 to pay his cable bill, and then I gave him an extra $60 for his mother. So I'm up here like, cause I asked him, I said, "Where you at?" I said, "Did you go pay your bill yet?" He said, "Oh, we out shopping because I'm trying to get food for the week, for my lunch." So I'm like, did he give her the money, or did she like say, "Hey, just keep the money for yourself and just get you something to eat"? Because
Probably did a little bit of both.
yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. I like this joke. Because this bill, I think his bill is only 7 because he would have had $30 over. So it's like you could have took that $30 and to me that should have been enough for your lunch for the week.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, but I'm still trying to see oh, did you see the post? I think I was reading off of it on X.
No, I haven't been on X today.
E-boxing champion said you don't stay on X that much, do you?
Mm-mm.
Like
I'm not good with social media. Like Discord is probably the most active that I'm with on social media.
Yeah, because I think I seen you on X like probably in the last 4 to 5 months, probably about 4 to 5 times.
It's like my Facebook. Like, I don't post. I don't share nothing. I don't do much of anything when it comes to social media.
Yeah, I like that going because I remember at one time when Undisputed first came out, you was kind of active. You was like posting a little bit. Then you just like you just said, man, bump that. I ain't doing this no more.
Yeah, I remember around the time of launch, I was a little bit more active, and I was a little bit more like on social media when it comes to X. Like I wasn't really reposting, but I was commenting a lot more.
Yeah,
around that time.
Yeah. Do you ever go in like when they post some type of like announcement or something? Do you ever go in there and make a say a comment or something?
I haven't done that in a few months, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the last time you did it, I think we both said something about the same time.
Yeah, because I've seen some of your comments.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen some of yours.
Yeah, you and A Smooth.
And we also were laughing about that blonde woman.
What happened?
She was going off on one of the posts. The blonde woman, that blonde lady who had commented on the it was Sibby. He was posted on something about boxing doesn't have anything like when it comes to highlighting the sport, like a video game and stuff like that, like an NBA does or anything like that. And then Sibby had commented on under the post like undisputed boxing, and then people started commenting on it, and then that blonde lady had commented on it, and she was going off about the game.
Oh yeah, that joke had me laughing. I'm like, it'd be funny because it's still like when you see a female gamer and they're passionate, you like, hold up, where you come from? that was funny. Jay Shep in the house. Salute to Jay Shep. Jay Shep here. Well, we got Leafy. I'm Precisely. He always said, let me see. Yeah, manual blocking seems more like a gimmick. I don't know, Poe. It's not a gimmick because my thing is some boxers use it, but my thing is it shouldn't be forced on a boxer. Somebody to use it because all boxers do not defend themselves the same way. And that's my thing. Like even Beast kind of agreed with me because he said, well, it should be for competitive boxing. But my thing is when we talking about something being realistic, we can't critique it to fit an agenda, or you want somebody to learn something, or stuff like that. It's like, no, just ask for the even Claimer Uncut. He said it's not even a 6 axis thing. He said it's more than that, and I saw that too. It's more than 6 axis, 6 points on your body that get hit. But I don't know. like I say the beast, and I said every trainer does not train the same way, and every trainer does not think the same way. They agree on the basic things, but the styles and stuff. Every trainer don't train that way. They always give some of their boxers something unique, and that's one thing about George Benton, because he trained my brother, and what he did, he take what you're good at and he critiques it a little bit. He just work off of what you got, and he like makes it a little better for what you do. He'll like probably give you the Philly shell, or if you want to just do the natural. My brother, he taught us to do the Philly shell, and we was doing the high guard and stuff like that. His thing was defense, because that was one of our main thing in the gym. Defense was more important than offense. And at first we didn't think, we was like, defense is more important. He said, so you want to get hit. You want to learn, you don't want to learn how to block before you throw something. Because when somebody start firing no punches off, it's just gonna be two people just punching each other. Made sense. I said, all right. How does block? It was like a karate movie sometimes. The way he like used to train us about stuff, because he was a martial artist too. But the way he was training us, when I got in a boxing match, it was like I don't know if you know about them Saturday karate movies. And you start like, while you fighting, you start remembering you going through all the moves sets that you was doing while you was practicing. I remember this joker was throwing hooks at me, and I was slipping under, and I seen them in slow motion. I was like, oh, sweat. It's like that moment when they say everything slows down and you can see it. I was seeing that jump. Dipping out the way of hooks, joker throwing a hook, I'm dipping out the way, moving to the side. Boom, hitting the joke with a hook, hitting him with a right hand. I was like, oh, sweat, this is like a movie. But it's like you get that adrenaline rush. It's like my uncle used to always say, they said, you run a certain way. You keep running until you get tired. Then when your second wind kicks in, that's when you might get that boost. You get like that adrenaline rush. And I was like, yo, moving and slipping and everything. They're like, Dad, look at that joke. He's a heavyweight and moving like a lightweight. I was one of them jokers that be moving. To me, I moved too much. I think that was my biggest problem. I did too much movement. I was like, some people would say I was a brawler, because I used to try to take a joke out immediately sometimes. Sometimes I used to just like come in there like Joe Frazier, just like a buzzsaw, dropping the joker. Especially if I see the joker scared of me, I'm coming at you like a buzzsaw.
Yeah, one of my it was like my first realm of being in like combat sports, because all my life I've been in sports since I was like 5. I had started playing like football and basketball. And my first like realm of being in like a combat sport, not like professionally or anything like that, but like when I was in military school, it was all the way in Virginia, and our commander, he was one of the coolest commanders in the school, because like he knew that basically his cadets, whatever you want to call them, like he knew a lot of us we didn't really like each other a lot. Like there were some people where you had groups and everything like that. Like it was kind of like a typical high school, but like it was in a militant environment. And basically like they would allow us to like box and stuff like that. They would give us gloves, and we'd all go in a circle, and like anybody who had an issue with each other, we would box each other. And I remember this one roommate where we didn't usually use gloves when we fought, but I remember the first time he had ever laid his hands on me. And I can't remember what we were arguing about, but it was about something. He's in the bunk bed and stuff like that because we had our bunk beds where one is on the top bunk and then one is on the lower bunk, and he's talking and stuff like that. He's talking mess, and we had some of our people come in, and we were just talking casually originally, and then he just started talking mad junk, and like he keeps talking and talking and talking and talking, and I'm like, all right, we'll do something then. He gets up, he jumps down from the bunk. And I get up, he pushes me to the wall, and I literally grab him by his neck, and I slam him on the floor. And then like everybody, like they're trying to like get us basically, they're trying to get me off of him. And so our commander, he comes in and he's like, all right, you know what? I've seen enough. Like I've seen both of y'all go at each other for a while now. Like y'all just gonna have to box it out at this point. And I was like, bet. Like this dude, all he did was grab and hold and grapple. Like he did not want to fight. He did not want to fight because I remember one time I had slipped, right? I had literally slipped to my right because I remember he was throwing haymakers. Like there was no IQ whenever he was what he was throwing. So he's just throwing haymakers, and then like he's trying to grapple me at the same time if he thinks I'm about to punch him. So finally, like I slipped one punch. And I literally come back with the overhand and I broke his nose.
Damn.
Like he was leaking all over the ground. It was wild. But that was like my first like experience when it comes to like combat sports. Like I didn't learn about defense and offense and stuff like that until like I grew more of an appreciation, and like I saw people who actually boxed in our military school. Like they took it like more professionally than a lot of us. So I had grown like more of a understanding and awareness and appreciation for the sport through military school, because they would have us boxing all the time if we had beef or just randomly just to get stuff out of our system. So, yeah.
Hold up. You went to military school. I ain't gonna let that go by.
Oh God.
So you was in the military, or you just?
Nah, I wasn't in the military. I was just a bad kid.
Yeah, that's what I was about. I didn't want to say that first.
Yeah, I was. My mom. Huh?
Like military school for bad kids. That don't sound right to me a little bit. I don't want no bad kid in no military. Might blow us up.
Yo, no, like listen, our military school was like they were brutal. Like if you did anything bad, they had this thing called bull walk, and basically it's like you're walking in a square, and anybody who is like whether it's school and them going like I had a bad habit of going off on my teachers and stuff like that, and like stuff like that was gonna keep me off the court. Because I was playing for the basketball team for school, but because I was so bad in school and my grades were failing, like I would go off on our teacher, and our teacher happened to be the coach for our basketball team. So we always had issues with each other. And like they would have this thing, like basically if you have like a certain amount of these referrals and stuff like that, they'll basically have you walk in this square. And anybody who has a certain amount of referrals, they'll have to walk with that same person. And you got one person who's walking with us, and he's basically a leader, and he's just he's like yelling instructions, left, right, left, like while we're walking in the square. And we have to do that for a certain amount of hours. And they were on us about that. If they saw one of us leave, they would immediately get us back up there. And like you would literally have to walk the whole time. The amount of it was basically like some kind of community service. But basically it was like just walk around in a square for a certain amount of time. And once we feel like your time is up, we'll let you go. I had 48 hours of referral services. So I had to walk. Obviously I was walking 48 hours, but like they had me do it daily, where like you have to walk this full square with these people for a certain amount of time. And since I had so many referrals, it was like it had built up to the point where it was 48 hours, and I didn't walk not even in like 3 hours of my bull walk. It was really, really crazy. Our Hargrave school, that's what it was called, Hargrave Military School, all the way in what is it, Virginia? It's somewhere in, I think I forgot what Virginia it is, but I know it's up in Virginia. Huh?
It wasn't West Virginia, was it?
No, it wasn't West Virginia.
I said because the West on Fallout.
Nah, but it felt like that because look, they had like these kids and like everybody at some point in time, like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people, they would go out in this field, right? Trying to look for a way out to leave the military school. But what people don't understand is we're in the middle of nowhere, like dead center, the middle of nowhere. We got woods, we got like trees and stuff like that. So you can only go so far. So like people would walk all the way out, like they would try to leave off campus during night, like basically like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Because at 6 o'clock in the morning, we would have to come out and basically do our call outs. And everybody who was in like a sector basically for our school, like we would have to go out and they would have to say our names, and basically we would have to let them know we were there. Like when you go to school and stuff like that. So these people, they would go out sometimes and like they would try to find a way to leave the school, and it wouldn't even take long for the commanders and like everybody to find where they were at, because by the time they had basically been like 30 minutes maybe out, like they were like passed out dead tired, or they were already on their way walking back, because there was nowhere you can go. It's literally the middle of nowhere. So it was crazy. It was hilarious. There was so many crazy times over there.
Wow. We got Crooks in the house.
What up, Crooks?
Yo, what up?
Yeah, man. I was looking at your what you posted earlier about the what was that, tutorials?
Which one? The one that I posted up today?
Yeah, about the tutorials.
Yeah. It was the layered practice mode.
Yeah. Good idea.
Appreciate it.
But I was saying with Steel City, they waited too late. They waited till after the game was basically dead to start trying to put out tutorials. That should have been like a week after they dropped the game or before the game.
Yeah, I think it should have been at launch when they dropped tutorials.
Yeah. Because that's what other companies do. They drop it at launch.
Yeah. But mine was more just not even just really tutorials, just an area in the game where people can go in and actually practice without feeling the pressure of having the AI punch at you, or or even having in there. I talked about a kind of a strike recording, what it is in UFC 5, but it would be a punch recording in Undisputed. But just working on like slipping certain combinations, what shots work against which combinations, learning the footwork, just different stuff like that.
I think Tekken had a similar mode to what you was trying to say. Because you can make the your opponent attack if you want or not. I think it was the older Tekken, one of the older Tekken games.
Yeah, the games like Street Fighter and Tekken and all them, they have those that you can actually sit in while you're actually waiting for a fight, right? To get into a match. You can practice while you're getting into a fight, but I was thinking more of like the way that UFC had it, to where it's just its own standalone mode, and you can have different layers to the practice if you want, or you can just go in and against an like an inert AI and just practice whatever you want.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that. That should get a lot of views because it's something that we need.
You know what else has that?
What?
UFC 5.
What do you? That's what I was using.
Yeah, that's what I was using.
Yeah, it's just Poe hates UFC so much that it's funny whenever he's like, "Oh yeah, that would be a good idea," and then it's like, "Oh well, it is in UFC 5 and 4 and stuff like that." So there's
Yeah.
there's ideas that you can take from the UFC series and actually implement it into the next Undisputed. That would actually be really good for the community.
That's what undisputed. I mean, that's what this UFC did. They took something from the undisputed. Well, not undisputed. The ESBC. A lot of people saying that that new mode they got is basically what the that meter part that when they had that little thing down there that Will took up the game. Is
Uh,
what was it called? The momentum meter or something like that.
Oh, the grappling meter.
no, it's
About ESBC had a meter at the bottom, and it seemed like that's what EA used. Say, oh, they ain't gonna use it. We might as well use it, and that's suspect to me. Why y'all stopped using it and then they use it? Y'all remember it?
I don't know. I'm saying I don't think that it's suspective or suspecting, like, or it's not suspectful because we know EA's been paying attention to Undisputed
Oh yeah,
because
100%.
because at
Oh, yeah.
launch a lot of UFC 5 people had came over from launch because they didn't like UFC 5 or the way that it was going with UFC 5.
Yeah. And the developers, they was talking good about the ESBC version. And the early demos they put out, not demos, but the early access. They was happy with the game. They said they was it's funny. They were saying this game look like it's gonna be game of the year. That's why when Box Fanatical said, I said, oh no, oh, we ain't going through that again. The game of the year.
Yeah, but this time I think it makes more sense just
Yeah.
because they're doing things on a more professional scale than they did with this one prior. So I mean, like, it kind of makes sense as to why they're gonna try to have that mindset of like trying to make a game of the year. Because realistically, it's kind of like a comeback at this point because Undisputed One was it was such a down in the dumps type of situation with the community and the development team, and then the game as a whole. That it's like if Undisputed Two ends up delivering on everything that ESP said that it was going to be, like it would be a big major win for the devs as a whole because that means that they really took things seriously this time around. And I'm not even saying that they didn't necessarily take things seriously this time. It's just they did it on a more professional level. Like they actually got the people they needed in order to be able to produce the product.
Yeah. Yeah, and surprised you guys would be surprised, honestly, how many MMA UFC fans are boxing fans. Like it's completely opposite. Like from my experience with being in like being around the community with Undisputed, so many people are like we hate UFC, like we hate MMA. But then if you go into the UFC community, people are like, "Oh yeah, we love boxing. Like we watch boxing." They
Yeah.
don't have no issues with it at all.
Yeah, that's strange to me because them dudes attack me. I'm like, what I do? You ain't saying the right thing. You don't know what you're talking about. I say, all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with boxing. Like if you go in and try to tell somebody who's a boxing fan something about boxing and you don't watch it or you're not as big of a fan of it as that person, they're gonna be like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time in Discord. Anytime anybody says something stupid or out of line about boxing, like they'll be quick to shut that person up. Like
Yeah. Which is
boxing
weird,
fans
right?
don't play.
Which is weird, right? Because like I always wondered because coming into I was a UFC fan before I actually got into playing the games.
Mm.
And it would always be weird to me, like the beef between boxing and MMA, because it's like boxing is part of MMA.
Yeah.
So it's just like I'd never understood it, but it is what it is. But yeah,
It's
no.
just ego.
To speak what you guys to speak what to what you were saying, Abram, was their team. Their team going from 20 to 100 is a really big jump. So I think you Undisputed 2 is going to be way better than Undisputed 1.
Yeah. But it's still gonna be the vision. What is the identity this game gonna have? That's what they gotta come out with. Like, what are they? What is it gonna be?
I think it's going to be ESBC. I think that's kind of the vision. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's going to be completely like the identity of ESBC whenever it was in its beginning stages, but I think that like there's going to be a lot of elements of ESBC era esque type of things and designs when it comes to the next game. I feel like they're going a more sim route this time around, just by what the content creators had already said that they had seen when it came to the whole movement system. And then, of course, they have that new distance management mechanic. I mean, it seems like they're really immersing themselves and investing in like adding other aspects of boxing to the game. So it seems like the identity is going to be more ESBC era than arcadic. If I would have to answer.
Yeah. To me, it's a good thing that they had that trainer in there. Crooks
Do you
left.
think- Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, it's a good thing they had that trainer in there. So that's a plus to me.
Yeah, they've got trainers. I'm pretty sure that they still have boxers somewhat around. I mean, Kell Brook would probably be around more, but I think he just doesn't really have a avid interest when it comes to the game. Like he just like I saw his interview with Sean Porter, and it was like he's kind of like, I'm not really like a gamer and stuff like that. Like I don't really pay attention to things like that. And then like he was like, I just want a high rating, to be honest. And then like Sean Porter was like, well, why would you care if you don't really play the game or have really any kind of interest in the game? And he's just like, I just want a high rating just because, it's boxing and it's me in it. So of course I'm gonna want a high rating. But it's like I feel like that there are boxers who are more they're around the game and stuff like that, and trainers. It's just there's a lot of things that come into making a game in to begin with. And of course, when it comes to making a game, you want people who are, specifically skilled in design and development and everything like that. You want them to be the main people at the fort. Like you don't want just anybody around and giving ideas. Like it's cool to have ideas, but you also need people who can give those ideas legs to walk. Otherwise, you're just basically it's a whole bunch of ideas, but there's no incentive to actually make it something that happens. Like you can have all the ideas in the world, but it means nothing if you don't have the proper tools in order to instill it and make it happen.
Yeah. Kazuma said the game changed, but the mentality of developers won't. It's a simcade game. I mean, it'll be a simcade game. So more of the same. Dang. Man, don't say that, man. I'm like on the fence, but I don't want to hear it. I don't know.
I feel like I get why people have that kind of I feel like I get why people have that ideology when it comes to game development and stuff like that. Like devs, they still have the same mentality, but they could even go in a more sim direction, but it's still going to be arcade. It's kind of like how people treat EA, how people treat 2K and stuff like that. Like when it comes to the court or my career and stuff like that, like people have that mentality just because when it comes to the development team, like not enough is heard for the sim portion of the community that gives the devs incentive to actually go in that direction to cater for that portion of the community. But I feel like the thing about Steel City specifically, when it comes to saying things like that, we have to give them, if we're going to give them a second chance, we have to give them a real second chance and make them actually show their true colors, because their second game is going to show more of their true colors than the first game. Because their first game, it had a lot of ideas, but it didn't have a lot of the right people around to make those ideas happen. So the second game is going to show you, are they going to make these things happen? Are they going to go more for what the community has been asking for? Are they actually going to be able to give us exactly what we want? And if you're going to give them a second chance, you have to give them a second chance fully. And that means giving them the benefit of the doubt of being able to do exactly what they said that they would do for one, but they couldn't do it because they did not have the team that they have now.
That's true. That's 100% correct. But I want that's another thing. I keep going on their page, then I get distracted. I want to see how many more people they got on the team. You know, because I want to like have a number. Because I know from my understanding what J MMA was saying, they got rid of people and they was replacing them. So were they replacing and doubling up, or what? That's my thing. So I don't know. I hope it ain't no just 100. They need at least 125.
I mean, they have 100, over 100.
Yeah, but to me, it doesn't. The numbers don't mean anything, because to me, if you had even that 10 people on your team, you could make a great game. It's just that you got more people, the game gets out faster. And that's the thing. It gets out faster. That's what it helps do. And why you think with let's say they got 150 guys. You don't think if they got a boxing game with 120 boxers, it shouldn't come out faster than it would with people with 5 developers?
No, I agree that it should come out faster. I don't agree with the 10 developers thing, unless you have the right tools, the right like there's a lot of things that come into that factor, because it's like you can make
it's experience and technology comes
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Because I mean, like, look,
it also goes with that 125 experience and technology. See that could go both ways.
I mean, it does, but we also don't even know how many. Like, we all we know is that they have devs from 2K, Rockstar, and EA. We don't know how many of those devs like make up the team that are the new signees and stuff like that. So
what's their skill set? And what's their skill set? We don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know a lot of that. So,
and that's what I should have been looking up again. I keep forgetting.
So it's like there's definitely a multitude of factors.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I gotta making my due diligence to see what they bring to the table. That should make a good show.
I feel like they got devs from 2K and Rockstar specifically to enhance the offline experience portion. I don't know why, but I just got the Rockstar. Yeah, it's obvious why, but I just got this feeling that they knew exactly who to hire when it comes to like levels of experience and where they had worked, who they worked for whenever they were
Yeah.
working for Rockstar and stuff like that. Like they knew exactly who to hire, like what kind of people they needed exactly. So I feel like they're 2K and Rockstar specifically probably are gonna be working on that that offline portion, and I feel like the EA devs is gonna be more on the online side. I get that feeling. 2K is gonna help with the online side too, but I feel like EA is gonna have more of a foot in the door when it comes to the online structure of the game because they've got people from Codemasters and stuff like that too.
Oh
For
yeah.
who worked for EA.
Oh yeah. So that's what they probably be doing because a lot of them Codemaster guys is because Codemaster is under the EA umbrella. So they probably using that, because I've seen a couple of guys that say Codemasters, but they probably using, hey, but y'all under the EA umbrella, we could use that. That's good marketing. So I'm gonna see what they do though. I forgot to check it out.
Those are ones like I said before, specifically probably going to be working on the online portion. But if I had to guess, 2K and 2K and Rockstar are going to be heavily they're probably going to be the most heavy influence when it comes to offline aspect because 2K and Rockstar, like they're better. I feel like they have more stuff when it comes to the offline aspect, so they're probably going to have a bigger hand in the offline, and why that this is probably what the content creators had seen is maybe like parts of the vision when it comes to offline because they said that it's a lot better. So I mean, like I feel like 2K and Rockstar are gonna be like they're gonna be heavy at work when it comes to making the offline experience a lot better and more immersive for the community as a whole, not just for specifically offline, but like maybe even a career mode. They're probably going to have a more of an immersive feel for the offline portion of the game. I feel like it could be a lot better than what we have, obviously, with Undisputed One.
Yeah, because they fooled the mess out of me. I thought they was gonna focus on online and that esports. That's all I was talking about for the last 2 or 3 years. Offline and esports. I mean online and esports. I said when they make another game, they're gonna focus on the esports and online. And we might not even have an offline. They fooled me.
I mean, we were all fooled. Shoot.
Yeah. A lot of y'all go say, yeah, I think there's gonna be online esports. I think because when they did that esports event, that kind of like, yeah, that kind of really made people think, yeah, we moving into esports.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw the game, all I could think of was online. So, because I mean, I think at that time, because it was during COVID when I first saw it. So I think around that time, like, I think I was playing like Rainbow Six Siege and UFC 4, maybe. I think that's what it was. Like, so when I saw the ESB stuff, like, I thought that was going to be probably the best game I was ever going to play because I'm not big into shooters and stuff like that. So when I saw that game, I thought that was going to be the thing that completely took me away from anything EA related. So yeah, I definitely thought when I first heard of the game, like it was going to be specifically online. Like there was going to be a heavy focus on making like the user experience online just at the utmost priority of happiness and stuff like that. Like nothing EA is doing right now because EA was not delivering. So that's why a lot of people came over to ESBC too, because it's like we all thought EA was never going to make a good game again when it came to like combat sports.
Yeah.
So it's just like And finally, I have somebody new who's coming into this realm of space where it's, I've never heard of this company. I don't know what they're I don't know what they're like. I don't know exactly their direction, but what I had seen in the beginning, it was so much better than what I had felt like I had seen in EA in prior years. So for me, it gave me a lot of hope and gave me a lot of optimism, just because of the fact that it was like, oh, it's a new company coming into the space, and that's going to make EA, like, that's going to put pressure on EA to do better.
Yeah.
So when I first heard it, like esports boxing club, yeah, I definitely thought it was heavily going to be like an online thing.
I'm trying to answer this question. I'm precisely wrote. He said, "What feature in a boxing game makes it become arcade?" A boxing game does not become arcade because of one single feature. It becomes arcade when the design philosophy starts prioritizing immediate accessibility, exaggerated actions, simplified consequences, and fast entertainment over authentic boxing logic and simulation. That distinction matters because some people misuse the word arcade to mean anything that isn't ultra realistic. This is not accurate. A boxing game can still be fun, fast, and accessible without abandoning authenticity. The real issue is where the gameplay system stop respecting boxing itself. Let me see. Features that commonly push a boxing game towards arcade design: unlimited or unrealistic stamina. Let me see. Excessive combo chaining. Unrealistic damage absorption. Yep. Hyper speed movement. Homogenizing boxer's identity. This is a major one. Hardcore fans notice. If every boxer can pressure fight equally, move equally, punch equally, recover equally, and switch styles instantly. I immediately noticed all that, and I got upset. I said, "Yo, why did they do that?" Let me see. Arcade games often prioritize competitive balance over authentic identity. Simulation boxing should allow some boxers to feel flawed, awkward, limited, and specialized. And another thing is weak defense responsibility. We talk about this all the time. Defense. Simplified range and distance. According to Box Fanatical, that change. Then let me see.
God, it has. I pray. Oh my God! Because every single time a mother like effort steps the line, every single time in this game is so annoying. You walk not even 2 inches towards the person, and they're immediately throwing 3 jabs to the body. Like, yeah, we need some type of distant management, like type of movement that they're doing, because legit, you can't eat, like, you can slow walk, but I the way I imagine it, it's nowhere near what they're about to put on Undisputed 2. Because the way that I think of it, it's like you can be like in mid range and be out like immediately, like in range, out, mid range, out. Like that's the way that I'm trying to process it. But like in this game, like your momentum, you're going too much forward, even whenever you're feathering the movement controls and stuff like that. Like you could try to be as slow as possible when it comes to walking, and you're still gonna end up being hit by 3 jabs somehow. One, because of the desync, bad net code, and then on top of that, red bars of hell. So it's like it's just that much worse. So I'm hoping that when it comes to the distance management thing that they have set up for the Undisputed 2, I pray to God that it lives up to what Fanatico said. Because when he said that you could be in range and then like slowly move back out, be in range, slowly move back out, like that's what I want. But you can't do that in this game. And
Yeah.
if you're doing that in this game, you're already too far to counter.
Yeah, it's like you baiting somebody. You come in there and they go to throw a punch and you back away just enough to counter them.
Exactly, that's how it should be. But the
Yeah.
problem is when you're fighting mother effers like Tyson Fury, who they'll so like let's say I'm Floyd Patterson and I'm entering the pocket, and obviously I don't have the best reach, but I'm entering the pocket with a jab. Okay, so that Tyson Fury, instead of really reacting to the punch, he's already like basically trying to anticipate what I'm doing. So it's not even reaction, it's just anticipation at this point. So he's leaning back to the side, to his right, obviously leaving his side exposed and stuff like that. But I'm trying to bait him out with a jab just to get him to react. And like he's just still in this motion of like blocking and then like to the side, like this weird side posture and stuff like that. That's super unrealistic, which also is a thing that makes it archaic. But like, so I was doing this to Tyson Fury with a Floyd Patterson earlier today, where I was trying to jab and I was trying to bait him, but he was already trying to like make sure that I couldn't hit him, so like he wouldn't fall for the bait. And then like if he would fall for the bait, it would be like 2 seconds late because he would have to reposition himself back to try to counter whenever I would try to bait him with a jab. And it's like it's stuff like that that just makes the game inauthentic and just a bad experience as a whole, because the way people play this game is parts of what makes it archaic. You have unrealistic tendencies, you have unrealistic blocking, unrealistic mannerisms, you have unrealistic foot control, foot posturity, like things like that. The things that represent a sport and makes it that a sport, if you have things that are tendencies, it's things like archaic, and it's these super fast pace where it's like they're punching at sonic speed for no reasoning, or triple jabbing you to the body, archaic elements, throwing jab straight, jab straight, jab straight, back step, jab straight, back step. That's archaic, like things that are basically, like you said, over exaggerated. It's things like that that make it archaic and less representative of the sport.
Yeah. Sub Harvey Fofi, he said 1986 pro wrestling for the NES had a great referee. No excuses for Steel City. They don't. We could go back even further than that. So my thing is no excuse. I think that was intentionally done. It's for them to have something in the next game. We're gonna probably get no, but I ain't nobody say a referee was in the ring. Box Fanatical, see, we don't ask the right question. We say, well, they're a referee in the ring, and
He's not going to answer that.
Yeah, and all they had to do is say, hey, it's early access. We don't, we can't say nothing, or we never know. But I'm saying you never know. They didn't directly answer it, but they answered it.
Yeah.
Never know. I would have said it like that's how I would say it. That's what the developers used to be getting mad at me, because I say things slick and they like, yo, you telling them, Poe, you're telling them everything. I said, I didn't say anything. He said, man, the way you said it, you literally just told them what's in the game. Like I was telling him when Mike Tyson was in the game, and I was telling him different things. But that's what I hate though, when you go and see a version of the game that you don't get. I saw a version of Mike Tyson. That jump was crazy. He was punching people through the ropes. He was well, if he was doing the movement and everything. We didn't get that in what's that? Fight Night Round 4. We didn't get that. Just you knew it was Mike Tyson, but you know it's a lot of things was missing, especially boxing wise. Like they just kept saying that could be abused. Somebody getting punched through the rope. I don't think so. Because people ain't gonna want to go through them ropes. They don't want. It might actually keep them from going on the ropes. That's what a lot of people like. When Beast did this, I was like, look. I was looking at the screen because Beast said, when you lean up on the ropes, you should lose energy. That really don't make no sense. When you lean on anything, you're resting. When people lean up on a rope, sometimes it's a strategy or they're resting. Don't be like, I want to deter them. You trying to, and this me, because that's the kind of fighter I am. I'm an aggressive fighter. But my thing is, why are you trying to stop the chess match? Everybody play chess differently. If a person go on the ropes, you know how to beat that person that's on the ropes. There's ways to beat people that's leaning on the rope. And he's like, no, they should lose energy and stuff like that. You making things to fit your narrative. It does. Don't it sound like a narrative though? Because if you just thinking logically, you leaning on the ropes, there shouldn't be no tax on that. That's like when saying for moving too much. What kind of movement? Go ahead. What you saying?
So what should have a stamina tax on it is the lean back in general.
Yeah,
I agree with the lean.
Yeah, you should. It'd be a stamina tax, and it should be a short stamina. Like you can't lean. Don't let you lean back for a long period of time because it's realistic that you're not going to be able to do that, and you should be able to fall off of balance. Off to it.
I agree that there should be some kind of like physics where if you're leaning back, or like let's say you're leaning back on a consistent level and you have a low stamina at that point, I think that there should be some kind of like physics where like you start to like stumble or you're not completely stable.
Yeah.
Like that would be a good thing to implement into the game, is some kind of physics where like certain sporadic movements like that lean back that they do now in the game, like stuff like that also not only taxes stamina but also can cause you to like stumble or trip or something like that in the ring. Like there's things that can be implemented that would overall better improve and make the gameplay more realistic and stop people from doing stupid tactics that create archaic scenarios within the game and make it more punishable, like real boxing. Like if you're going to try to capitalize or capture the emulation of the sport that represents it properly, you're going to need to add aspects of it that are realistic, whether it's exchanges, whether it's mannerisms, whether it's certain movements and postures that more tax stamina and stuff like that, like rapid pace, like things that capture the sport to its authentic self. Things like that would make the game more sim. But you also have to understand the things that are over exaggerated in terms of like there are certain things that don't require tax stamina and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you don't like, leaning back on the ropes and stuff like that. Like that I don't really like. If you're doing movement during the lean back process on the ropes, I agree. Yeah, that deserves stamina tax. But if you're just leaning on the ropes, like there's really no reasoning for that. But if you're leaning back, like let's say you're in the middle of the ring like an idiot, and you're just leaning back because you're trying to avoid a strike and stuff like that, and you're doing that on consistent level, like you need to be punished by that with stamina attacks, with a stumble, like some kind of stumble effect. Like things like these should be taken into consideration when implementing it into the game. That way you have a more better improved experience and it's actually accurate to the sport. You don't see people constantly leaning back and leaning back and leaning back because they're trying to avoid strikes and stuff like that. Like you'll see them step back, you'll see them sidestep, you'll see them angle, you'll see them step off the center of the line, you'll see them slip. Like you'll see things like that. But when people are just doing this sporadic lean back to avoid like body punches and stuff like that needs to be taxed and have repercussions like real boxing.
Yeah, that's weird because somebody leaning from a body shot, because when you lean back, you should be able to punch somebody in the body because their body's still there, their head is not there. So that's weird.
No, that's the worst. That's one of the worst aspects of the state of the game right now. I don't even know why I'm playing this game anymore. But so let's say that I'm a shorter armed fighter, and let's use let's go back to just the Floyd Patterson reference. Like, so you can attack the body all day against like a taller armed fighter like a Tyson Fury, but you're gonna get uppercutted after they lean back somehow. Like they'll lean back and like your punch will completely whiff, and you'll end up getting either uppercutted or they'll get out of the lean back posture and then like get some kind of counter, because the counter windows right now, that's archaic too. It's over exaggerated. Like the counter windows are way too long right now. Don't even know why. I know desync is a part of why, but they're still the counter windows are still way too long, even offline to me. So like you can try to attack the body, and you could try to act like you're Mike McCollum, the body snatcher, and attack the body whenever they lean back every single time. But majority of the time, if you are attacking the body and a person is constantly leaning back in the center of the ring, your punch will miss and whiff, and you'll end up being susceptible to a counter, because you could even punch somebody at this point in the game and you can still get countered by another punch. Like that's how elongated the counter windows are right now. Like it's over exaggerated and it makes for just bad gameplay. And like it's also the body hooks too. The body hooks, they're basically you're punching from your back. So because they decided to put Joe Frazier body hooks on dang near everybody in the game, so everybody has the same punch mechanic as Joe Frazier when it comes to the body hooks. So that doesn't even look right. There's not enough torque when it comes to the body hooks. Like there's not even enough range when it comes to the body hooks. Like it's just body work isn't it's not good in this game at all. Like there's no reason why you would ever put Mike McCallum in this game, and body hooks are in the state that they are in now.
You still here?
Yeah, did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I was waiting, then I looked away. I think I took a little quick nap. That I was like, Dad, is that an old man in me or something? But I know what it is. Me staying up late. I'll be doing Don D podcast. I mean, I'll be listening to his show. Sometimes I'll be missing because my mother used to go to the program before she got sick, and she wanted to go, but she wasn't going anyway because she was, wasn't up to it. But I was oversleeping like a mug. what they saying. Precisely say they aren't allowed to tell us if a referee was in the ring. Someone asked Fanatical that, and he said he wasn't supposed to speak on it. Like what? So you basically told us a referee gonna be in the ring? No, he didn't tell us.
I feel like he told us without telling us in a way.
Yeah,
I feel like basically.
I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm hoping that's.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's obvious that certain things that were asked for in Undisputed 1 are going to be added in Undisputed 2. And I think a referee is going to be a part of that. But I think the problem is, and the reason why they didn't want anybody saying that a referee is in the game is probably because the referee isn't where it needs to be right now in the game. So they said something about a referee being in the game and stuff like that, but maybe they didn't have the referee during the gameplay sequence. But it's going to end up being another addition into the game. But it also could be the referee was in the game. It's just the referee's not where it needs to be when it comes to the game. So right now they're holding off on saying that a referee's in the ring. They kind of want to just make that like they want to surprise us with that, essentially.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell people, because it's a lot of things. Everybody want to see everything. When this is how games companies used to function. They want to surprise the fans. They want them to be like, wow, yeah, they give us this. But if they show you everything, then you don't have nothing to look forward to. I'm precisely said, yo, I think CB might have been doing mocap for Mike Tyson. Laughing out loud. Nah, man, don't see that, man. Don't see that, man.
That's wild.
Don't see that, man. I actually had a guy, I think he played Mike Tyson in a movie. In a movie that I'm not talking about White. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about this other guy, I forget his name. He was actually a boxer too. He was a journeyman boxer, but he played Mike Tyson in some movie. And he was like, yo, asked him, he contacted me. He said, yo, he used to always contact me. I'm like, man, you a nondescript, nobody don't know about you. And he kept asking every day. I was like, that is joke annoying. He's like, yo, ask them to let me be in the game. I said, I don't know, man, not the way a lot of these come, because I think I was helping the EA at the time. I said, I don't think they're gonna want you. And he said, well, I could do the motion capture for Mike Tyson because I was playing him in a movie. And I said, all right, I asked them. Dang, I don't think they ever got in contact with him. Yeah, because that joke used to ask me all the name. I mean, all the time. I forget his name. I know his name started with C, but I forget his name. I was like, I should have remembered, because how many times that joke used to email me and ask him, could I be in the game? It was Kauser or something like that. I forget his name. Yeah, man. I think
I would know the name.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I wouldn't know the name.
Yeah. I think I'm hold up. CB was doing the peekaboo in the video. I knew that's where you was going with that. I knew that's where he was going with that. I didn't want you to say nothing else, man. Because I'm like, nah, he ain't going with that. I know he ain't going with that part. Yup, that's what you was going with. And you see he ain't had no socks on either, right?
Hey, respectfully, I don't want CB doing any kind of motion capture. Respectfully.
Nope.
Like you do what you're doing at the social content media manager type thing. Keep up with that.
If you did Emmanuel Augustus, that's the only thing you should have did. And they don't need them. They don't need them because it's called procedural AI. It copies off of video. It copies the boxer movement from off of videos. It makes a skeleton so they could work off of.
Shoot, they should ask 2K if they can rent that pro play.
Exactly. That's what a lot of people think of. They like, hold up, they got 2K. They ex 2K workers. They're not like the way they're framing it. They're thinking like 2K is working with Steel City. They're not. That's what a lot of fans keep saying. 2K is working with Steel City. EA is working with Steel City. Rockstar is working. No, former developers from them companies. Not they working with them. That don't make no sense. Why would EA work with Steel City when they could either buy the company or make their own company? I mean, make their own game.
Yeah, Zuffa Boxing.
Yeah, they're not going to you swear that they're gonna make a Zuffa Boxing, boy.
Well, no. I'm just saying, as much as it gets, I'm
resistance.
I didn't have to. People have been doing that for the past since UFC 6 was announced. They said that there is a potential that there's going to be a Zuffa Boxing mode because the stand and bang mode that was previously in UFC 5 isn't going to be in the game. So maybe they're making that a leeway for a Zuffa Boxing mode. Who knows? You never know. It's just definitely in the realm of possibility with all the people that have spoken about it and everybody who's basically been saying like EA is going to come back to the boxing space and stuff like that. And of course the Saudis, bought EA and everything like that. I mean, it's definitely within the realm of possibility that EA has been hearing this and they're going to end up making some kind of boxing game or boxing mode.
I'd rather for them to make a game than a boxing mode. My thing is when you make a boxing game, you put the heat on other companies. You put the heat on them. And I'm mad at 2K because they're talking gangster at the it was an E3, I think 2 E3s ago. The guy was saying, because they asked him, say, what kind of boxing game would you make if you made a boxing game? Do you think it would be a fight night? I said, man, it's no competition. I said, Dad. I said, it's easy to say that when you ain't making a game. He said it won't be no competition. And I kind of believe him too. I believe at that time.
I don't know about no competition, but I mean,
but competition brews better competition.
I agree.
We get better games that way. Why you think EA don't want 2K to make a football game? They literally did. They made 2K do what 2K did to them. That's crazy. They made 2K just like, I don't want to, no, we ain't gonna make it. Because every time they made something, they got to see what they were making. EA was seeing what they were making. They said that looked too realistic. And they kept saying everything they was doing to make the game good, EA, but that's gonna be regardless. Even if they didn't make it realistic and it was good, EA was gonna say something. Because that arcade or not, it still would have been a challenge with 2K. 2K knows what to do with sports games. And I think they would have if they had a arcade football game and EA brought out their game, I think 2K still would have did a great job. Let me see. He said, I can't wait to see Floyd Mayweather motion capture stream, laughing out loud. Man, you funny, man.
That's probably not gonna. That would, if they even did get Floyd, that probably wouldn't even be until right dang near release.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, oh yeah, we got Floyd. And by that time, they probably already would have shown the cover. Shoot.
But see, the way they got to do this, I'm trying to give Steel City some game. Y'all got the father. Y'all got Floyd Sr. Y'all got Jeff in the game. So now you get the rights to Roger. You got the Mayweather family plus Mayweather. It'd be easier to sell a package for $15 or $20. And I know a lot of people, man, $20 for a DLC. at least you getting your money's worth. Especially you got Roger as a boxer and a trainer. You got the father as a boxer and a trainer, and you got Jeff as a boxer and a trainer. I think that's a win-win.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah. And just check this out. Suppose he just throw his stable and the people in the stable that people know, like Kamal Moten. You know, stuff like that. That's a win-win. For $20, you get all the Mayweathers, you get Cormel Moten, and you probably get like 3 more of his people on his team. I think that's a huge win. And they'll come off, boy. People be buying it.
I'd
like
buy it for $50.
Me too. If it's $3, I'll buy it. I know I hate saying that, but I'll buy it because I feel like it's worth it. It'll be worth it. Especially if everybody in the game the way they're supposed to. Man, if they put Roger Mayweather in the game and he fight like he used to fight, man, the Black Mamba. You're going to have the hardcore fans and you're going to have the new fans because the new fans going to be trying to see what is all the hype about. That's how you get fans because a lot of the hardcore fans, like when like 2K, when 2K came out, a lot of people was like, why they like that game so much? Then people start getting into it. I kind of hate that a lot of people got into it because a lot of the casual fans, they influence a lot of what's going on now.
Yeah, because that's where the sales is at.
Yeah.
All those casuals
they want to win. Is when they say pay to win, that's them. You okay to pay to win. Because you was getting slaughtered before you had to learn something. Now you like, hey, I don't want to feel like learning nothing. I just pay to win. And they got you.
That's where the casuals come in because if casuals are good for anything, they're good at paying for anything that's gonna make it easier on them to get any kind of win.
Yup, 100%, 100%. That man, but I don't think 2K will go the monetization with boxing, but it might be the only way to get boxers. And that's why I be telling people, because people keep looking at it from one perspective. They looking at it as, hey, they're $1 billion company. That has nothing to do with it. Companies stay rich by making sure they don't spend a lot of their money. They don't want to just reinvest and then people don't buy it. Let's just, like I tell people, just suppose they just give us every boxers for free. You know how much money they got to pay these boxers to be in the game? Especially with Ash Habib. He couldn't afford it. If they would have, what they got 20 million, the investors gave them 20 million, that would have died. I mean, that would have got depleted with I think the 70 boxers. That would have been depleted. So their thing is we had to make a lot of these boxers DLC or pay them some type of royalties. They get compensated off of game sales. And that's crazy. It's a lot of people getting money off still. So that's why I'm like shocked they still got money. Because I'm adding up stuff. I'm like, hold up, 33%, like the with Unreal Engine is like 33%. So to me, I'm looking at it like 33%. So to me, that's almost half, right? So now you got to pay the investors. Then you got to pay the publishers. Then you got to pay who else they got to pay. What's up, Lamont Davis? Salute. Well, they got so many people. He ain't even paid the workers yet. I'm like, Dad, do Ash got money? Do he still got money?
Because they definitely still got money.
Is he a millionaire? Just a millionaire? He just got 1 million type of millionaire? Or is he got double digits millionaire type stuff?
I think he's got a few million.
You don't think it's double digit? You think probably about 5 million, 6 million, something like that, right?
Yeah, probably. Like, I definitely know he's living great right now. I mean, especially because right now they're um basically living off the fruits of what they've done on a successful realm with Undisputed. Like they made good money for themselves to be able to make another game and still have a few million when it comes to like the head of the whole game development space.
Yeah. What's up, Dame Shot? Dame Shots 942. I'm shocked you in here. Dame Shot is in the house.
He always in here. He just quiet.
Yeah, he be shadow watching. Cause he be saying stuff in the Discord. I'm like, oh, he was in there, huh? He said, I was wondering what he was saying because he said by the IRS. And I'm like, by the IRS. He said, and that he's saying that because I'm precisely said, can't wait to see Floyd motion capture string. And Dame Shot said, by the IRS, he ain't going to the UK. Yo, you crazy, man.
Hey, this is the best time to get Floyd and Adrian Broner on the deal. Okay.
Yeah, man.
They both need the money. While they're down on their luck, make sure you make those deals happen.
See, you thinking like me. I was saying that. I was saying that earlier when he wasn't doing nothing. I was like, man, y'all should be getting. I was reaching out to Adrian a lot. I think he replied back to something. I think for round. But I was reaching out to him. I was reaching out for him with Undisputed. He should be an Undisputed and stuff like that. But right now is the best time to get these guys. And my thing is like they miss. It's a lot of Steel City doing like EA. EA is missing out on a lot of boxers that want it. It's a lot of these boxers just want to be in the game. They don't care about the money or nothing like that. And like I tell people, Butterbean didn't want to get paid. He just wanted the game. Give me the game, a console, and I'm good. And EA still paid them. EA still gave them money regardless.
And that's exactly why they need to reach out. I don't care how much they've reached out prior. They need to reach out again.
Yeah. See, and another thing that somebody said probably makes sense. I was like, why do you think it's easier for me to get these boxers or talk to these boxers? They said because you probably box and the way you frame stuff or say things, they resonate with you, and it's easy because a lot of them guys that I was talking to, even the guy I forget his name, he lost the fight, Zerafa, he used to bug me to death. He's like every day. Did you send Ash Habib the email? Did you let him know I want to be in the game? Because Zerafa, I knew him from Round for Round. We actually did a motion caption for him, and we had him. I think they probably was going to use him as a cover athlete, which would have been stupid to me because nobody really knows who Zerafa is.
I hope you didn't tell him that.
No, I ain't see it like that. I ain't see that too. But I was saying to myself, man, yo, you too full of yourself. Because I guess in this country they see him as a star or as a model and stuff, because he was doing a lot of modeling and stuff, but that don't sell games, man. That ain't gonna sell games. You want a boxer that people know. I think we had what's his name? Dad. He got beat down by Joker that you couldn't really see that good. They keep having them operations. I don't know why I keep forgetting these jokers. But we had a lot of good fighters. And I would have had them over him. I would have put them up here. I'd have had an old school fighter before I put Zerafa in there, I would have had what's his name? I forget his name. I don't know. I'm not thinking right now. I'm kind of sleepy too. But oh yeah, we passed the 2-hour mark. I don't know. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we touched on everything.
It's 2-hour mark. See, Dan Shot, man, you came in kind of late, man. I wanted to stay a little longer, but man, I hit that 2-hour mark, and my body said, man, you better get your rest, because you know you're gonna probably be on that Don D podcast. Don D got he do the Twitch, he does Instagram, and he does X. Support him, y'all. 12:22 a.m. Central Time. All right, y'all. Until the next show, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, man. Appreciate you.
Always.